beautiful souls, and welcome back on another episode of this Divine Conscious podcast. I am your host, Lotus. I hope everybody has been absolutely incredible the last few days, and I just want to say Happy New Year's and congratulations, because if you are tuning in right now, not only did each one of you who are tuning in make it to 2024, but now this is where each one of us is now stepping into a new leadership role wherever we are at around this beautiful globe. And well, I can't really say globe because the earth, let's be honest, we are inside of a firmament. It's not globe. So because of that though, it's really exciting, because there's been so many of us here on the ground crew that have transmuted so much of this negative energy and has got rid of so much evil so far that it has helped Mother Gaia officially ascend into the fourth dimension. So we're starting off the year amazing because we helped Mother Gaia ascend from the 3D into the 4D, which is awesome because last year God removed the veil, and now this year, as Mother Gaia has ascended permanently into the fourth dimension, it has kind of forced everybody on the 3D, these like evil, wicked, vibrational people, it has kind of forced them all up onto the like same level as everybody else right now. Now, be mindful. If you're tuning in right now, then we are on the path of ascension and we have ascended into the new earth, or we will be by the end of the first week of January, if you haven't already, okay? So because of that, we're at a different caliber. But with each one of us ascending like we have into the new earth, that's actually what has allowed Mother Gaia also to ascend and to shift. And now in the year 2024, every single one of you, we are in full mission. You're in a full leadership position. And if you haven't been in it yet, then God's going to, by the end of January, you are going to know exactly where God wants to place you. So don't worry, okay? And especially if you're connected to your intuition and you're connected with God and you're meditating on a daily basis, there's absolutely nothing to worry about, because you know God will tell you where to head, what to do, and so forth, right? So I'm really excited though, because last year in 2023, God removed the veil. And now, starting the year 2024, we can see absolutely everybody. And there's no more hiding, but there's no more hiding for us either, okay? So we are going to be facing the darkest of the dark truth this year. And that's why we're being told to step up and being put into leadership positions. But with that, Mother Gaia also has transmuted so much negative energy, and she shifted herself into the fourth dimension. Now, everybody who sleeps every single night, okay, when you go to sleep, you automatically go into the fourth dimension, okay? So even with all of these wicked, evil people who think they're getting away with what they have, they won't this year, okay? Basically, this year, I would say this is the year that is judgment for the entire world, okay? I would say this year is like judgment year, and especially because all of us, if you're tuning in right now, we've already went through judgment year, like either last year or the year before that. But be mindful, we go through everything before everyone else does, because we are the leaders of the new earth. We pave and forge the path forward for everybody else to follow. So a lot of people don't have to go through some of the things that we've gone through. But that's the burden that each one of us has chosen as a leader. You know, that's one of our responsibilities that we have chosen to take on, right? And because of our strength, and we understand who we are warriors. And so we've had the strength to be able to go first and to go through everything that we have so that we can carve out a path for everybody else, right? But with that being said, the winds of change continue to build in momentum on this planet, okay? These energetic shifts are actually accelerating within the earth plane right now as the vibrational light continues to be held within the magnetic core of the earth, okay? And as the magnetic core of the earth continues to rise, all right, this is also going to be reflected into the earth, as in it's probably going to start heating up more. And you're going to notice a lot of people start really talking about like global warming and all of that. That's going to be like a huge thing probably this year, okay? And a lot of people are really going to probably start talking about how we need, because let's be honest, the earth is alive, okay? She is alive, is a soul, and as she is awakening, okay, the reason why the earth, this is just my honest opinion, okay, but the reason why the earth is heating up and global warming is going on right now is because Mother Gaia is awakening. And now that she's awakening to everything that's been going on, you know what I mean? She is heating up because she has to transmute all of this dense negative energy. And in order for her to actually transmute any energy and for a full transformation on this earth to actually occur, everything around us needs to heat up, okay? So be mindful of that whenever a bunch of people start really paying attention and saying, oh, this is global warming. This is, that this is just natural. It's literally all natural. It's because Mother Gaia is literally, it's like, we're kind of like the virus, okay? And Mother Gaia right now is heating up so that she can get rid of the virus, right? Just like when every like normal person is sick, what does your body do? It heats up so it can transmute, okay, any of the affection or anything that's going on within the body, right? The body will naturally do what it's supposed to do to take care of itself. And that's what people don't realize, is that the earth is alive. So she's going to naturally do what she needs to do so she can take care of herself. So as the earth continues to heat up, okay, it's going to seem like there's going to seem like a lot of people are going to go manic in a sense. And I only say that because the evil and wicked are going to be getting exposed. So a lot of people are probably going to be like on edge. They're going to be extremely emotional. Don't be surprised, okay? Don't allow any of this to truly alarm you. That's why if you watched my last podcast, I was really trying to let you guys know that it's very important to begin taking some sort of defense classes or going and registering, kung fu, jiu-jitsu, martial arts of some sorts, like really so that you can protect yourself, your people, and your family, okay? But the earth is now entering and aligning to one of the most sacred imprints on the entire universe. What is happening right here on earth is affecting the entire universe, all right? And since the earth has now entered and aligned to the fourth dimension, okay, since she has shifted and ascended into the fourth dimension, what this has done is actually allowed a series of new vortexes around the entire earth to form and open. With these new vortex structures that have been manifested on the planet through the sacred imprints of Mother Gaia herself, these vortexes, okay, they hold the higher forms of frequencies destined to enable you to move into the next phase of this transition on the earth plane. These vortexes have been experienced before, never before on the history of Earth so far. And this is because Earth hasn't been in the fourth dimension like this, and especially permanently like this, in I can't even tell you how long. It's been centuries, all right? Centuries. So this is something new that everybody is going to experience, all right? But these powerful vortexes that have been opening so that Mother Gaia not only it's okay, so when Mother Gaia shifted and ascended into the fourth dimensions, these vortexes open, but these vortexes basically are kind of like anchors, and it helped her anchor herself into the permanent fourth dimension, okay? And these vortexes now are transmuting more energy. Because now that Mother Gaia has ascended into the fourth dimension, in order for her to ascend into the fifth dimension, we have to make sure that the entire earth plane is purified of all wickedness, of all evil, any of the fallen angels, the Nephilim, all of them, they have to be exposed. The Antichrist, the Mark of the Beast, this is all dark, negative, lower vibrational, dense energy. All of this needs to get exposed so that we can heal, clear it. Either we can heal it, clear it, completely remove it, purify it in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that has to happen before she can fully ascend into the fifth dimension. So that's why this year in 2024, our mission is like going to be going up against the darkest of the dark, but it's going to be one of the most important years if you are tuning in right now, because not only have we ascended into the new earth, and this hasn't happened yet in, on earth so far, especially during our lifetimes, okay, but this is also something new for the earth herself. So we are all going through these changes and all experiencing this stuff all at the same time, but it's all new for all of us. It's new for the earth. It's new for everybody on the earth. Okay. So it's going to affect all of us differently. All right. And I want you to be mindful of that. Each one of us is going to be affected differently. Yes. But each one of us, that means, are going to respond differently to what's happening as well. That's why you got to be very mindful of what it is that is happening around you, because some of these energies, with them being so high vibrational and so intense for some people, because you got to remember, these people are used to being in lower vibrations. They're used to being controlled. They're used to not really thinking for themselves. We're here to break them free from all of that. And with all of these vortexes now that have opened on the earth plane, these vibrational forms are actually going to not only transmute energy here on the earth, which is helping Mother Gaia transmute the energy, and it's helping us transmute the energy as well, okay? But these vortexes are also going to be communication towers. These communication towers are designed to create vast changes within the rhythmic flow of consciousness light that is entering and residing right now on Earth. These communications from the universe hold the higher forms of sacred life patterns that have been set in motion to reactivate your natural abilities of communion. These patterns flow and work within the telepathic senses of your brain center, switching back on a sensor that has actually been lying dormant within each of our pineal gland until this very moment now. Now, these patterns are interactive between these higher elemental frequency vortex structures and sacred sites. All sacred sites were originally placed strategically throughout the entire earth to enable the formation of a series of sacred spiraling spheres of life within the earth. Now, these spheres are aligned to the communication towers that are becoming active now to support you in your next step of evolution. Now, each one of these sacred spiraling spheres of life within the earth are transmitting and being magnified at this time through the configuration of the Stargates on this planet. Now, the Stargates are playing a pivotal role in this transitional phase. Now, those of you who are on the path, you need to be mindful that you need to develop the reawakening of your communion centers to fulfill your pre-agreements of working more completely within the galactic community itself. Now, I know that people have been hearing about the aliens, but I know that some of you probably have actually been seeing sights yourself, because I know here in Kansas City personally, there's been plenty of sights of UFOs in the area. It's been, especially when there's like full moons and stuff like that, it's been pretty crazy here. But I've seen plenty of videos where there's been obvious aliens kind of like showing up. They're not hiding anymore. And be mindful, they're not hiding because the veil has been lifted. So we can see everything now. But I don't want anybody to panic, because the aliens are actually here to help us. And this is who we are communicating with. A lot of us are already communicating with the aliens because technically we are aliens, right? We are the like earth angels. We are the star seeds, and each one of the star seeds has a freaking alien ship up there, okay? And they are here to help us. I'm telling you, they are here. Don't let the enemy fool you with Project Bluebeam and all that other stuff and all this holographic crap that they put up in the sky, okay? The reason why the aliens are here is to literally help the entire earth ascend. Mother Gaia put out a call to the entire universe, and the universe answered, and this is their response back. They have showed up now to help us, okay? Some people are freaking out because they're like, oh my God, the aliens are here, we're going to be abducted, blah, 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 blah. I don't believe that. I believe the aliens are here right now because if they wouldn't have shown up when they did, then I believe we would have went down the pathway of going into a nuclear war. And that's what have ended all of humanity. So that's why I believe we're here, is because we know that. And that's why we have chosen. I've always said that I'm from the future and I've come back into the past, because if I wouldn't have, then we wouldn't have helped humanity as far as we have so far. It's very crucial at this time for us to be here and be on our purpose, because we are the ones that are helping humanity right now ascend. And a lot of the truths that are coming out, they aren't open-minded. So because they're not open-minded, all of these truths, a lot of them they can't handle. But the enemy is going to try to use all the spaceships that are around us right now to their advantage. And I do believe that something is going to be planned this year. So just be mindful that the aliens are actually here to help us. They have been shooting down all of the nukes that they've been sending so far. If you guys aren't aware of that, the aliens literally are here to help us because they don't want the earth to die. They don't want humanity to die, okay? We are all here working together as a team, a galactic team, all right? So I want you guys to also be mindful the reason why the war right now on Israel and all of that is even going on. Well, the reason why it's so significant is because it's actually a war on our Holy Land. Therefore, we are all being affected, because this is where Christ consciousness had actually came to the earth. And it was through an ancient Stargate portal. Now, this portal still exists today. And that is actually why the war right now on the Holy Land in Israel is so significant, is because what people don't realize, people think, well, actually, I'm not going to say what other people think what's going on with the war or why we're having the war. But the real reason for the war in Israel right now is because there is an ancient Stargate portal. And this portal is responsible for streaming all celestial information to all of us. All right. And they want to prevent that portal from continuing to stream celestial information to us. This is why this portal right now is being attacked on Israel. Because this portal, which over the centuries has been basically diluted with a bunch of egocentric propaganda and stuff like that. So it's been distorted, okay? So depending on how we all individually choose to react and respond on an internal and external level is going to determine the codes that are actually created and circulate throughout the entire earth at this time. And this includes these major celestial star portals okay? Now, each one of these Stargate portals have not only opened, but they are now opening not just in Israel, okay? They are opening all around the planet at this time. And they are going to be in shapes of spheres, okay? So these spheres, transmissions, are being amplified at this time so that the stargates can not only act as communication towers, and giving us the correct information that we are actually in need of here for this world, but it is also very important at this time that each one of you understand that our role right now is to make sure that these sacred spiraling spheres of life that are transmissioning all of the celestial information to us, that we protect them, okay? I am a firm believer that either in this year, 2024, or the year 2025, we're going to start seeing a lot of the Atlantis time period, the Egyptian time period, the Sumerian time period, the Lemurian time period. We can go back really, 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 really far, right? All of that technology that is still here on Earth, you're going to notice is going to start being activated at this time. And you probably will even, I'm a firm believer that the Titans will be awakened, which is the Earth's protective, security in a sense. The Titans are kind of like in Atlantis when you see the Titans awaken and then they put this massive protective shield around Atlantis. Well, I'm a firm believer that now that we have ascended into the fourth dimension, a lot of this technology is going to actually begin to automatically turn on. Now, if you feel guided to move or to go on vacation somewhere, this is probably for a significant reason, okay? A lot of these areas that have very ancient artifacts that we don't even realize are there, with our energy frequencies being at such a high caliber, if you feel guided to go on vacation somewhere or to permanently move somewhere, please do it, because this is the Heavenly Father telling you that your energy frequency needs to be in a certain area, because it's probably going to activate something very significant here on Earth at this time. I am a firm believer. The reason why I am so obsessed with going to Puerto Rico is because I've been doing my research on it. Puerto Rico actually is the heart of one of the main Stargate portals that are going to be activated and need to be opened at this time here on Earth. And for some reason, I've been divinely guided to go on vacation, to go there. And I've also been guided to actually have one of my wellness centers be put up there too, because it's a perfect opportunity when it comes, there's so many good perks when it comes to Puerto Rico, to be honest. Even when it comes to tax breaks and everything else. But that Stargate portal, once activated, okay, I believe a lot of the other pyramids are going to start being activated around the world too. And as these portals activate, what people don't realize is a lot of these pyramids, some people think that they're tombs, but a lot of these pyramids were actually used for free electricity. Now, once all of these pyramids and stuff like that become activated, okay, it is going to allow us to tap in to the free energy sources that it's now emitting to all of us here. And it's actually going to allow us to change our civilization. Because people think we're so advanced right now, when in reality, we are not. Half of these things that are about to be activated right now, we still have no idea how to even use them. So I want you guys to be mindful of that. And I also want you to be mindful that we're going to be the ones that are protecting the pyramids and stuff like that are about in these stargates that are that are activating and that are going to continue to activate throughout the entire year and all of 2025. Now, they are here to help us bring the Earth back into the fifth dimension. And they are also here to set the people free. We are tapping back into these ancient codes from our past so that we can begin to evolve the human species. All right. We weren't destined to work a 9-to-5 job our entire life. Okay. That was never part of the main plan that God had for his people. And that's why we're going to start seeing a bunch of ancient artifacts all of a sudden activate out of nowhere. And this is for a reason. This is because God is stepping in. God is very much going to be huge. I mean, God has been part of all of our lives, obviously. But this year, the world is going to see that God ain't playing around and that he very much is real, and he's going to show his power. And I'm a firm believer that God is very much one of those people that, with everything activating the way that it is, we all have the quantum codes within us right now. So if you feel guided to, like I said, move around and you're not sure why you're going to certain areas, I guarantee, even if it looks like you're just going, you go on a vacation and you're out in the middle of the desert and you just feel guided to just sit down and meditate, do it. Because you don't know what's underneath the sand. You don't know what's buried. It could be an ancient artifact that you just activated. Our energy is that powerful, okay? And all of these codes, if you feel guided to go around some of these pyramids too, they will give you downloads and they will give you codes. And these codes, I believe, are what is going to help some of us who are like engineers and stuff like that. Like, they're going to help us build what we need. So very much, and I don't be surprised if a lot of us, once the pyramids become activated, if a lot of us here in our tribe begin to shift to where the actual location of these pyramids are. And don't be surprised if civilizations begin to form around, because once we begin to gravitate towards these pyramids and stuff like that, we will begin to form a new civilization in a sense by using the technology from the pyramid itself. It's going to help us. It's basically going to help evolution here on the planet, because there's such high frequencies that I believe that it is going to affect our DNA. And I believe that's why our DNA has already been changing. Now, I'm a firm believer that since we are the architects of this world, that we hold within us the quantum codes and certain DNA strands and gifts and abilities within us that are going to be activated this year, that are going to help us whenever the pyramids and all of this ancient technology begin to activate again. I'm a firm believer that we're the ones that will know how to properly, when the time is right, how to properly restore everything back to the way it once was, okay? And I believe that we have to, because some of this stuff hasn't been running for a really long time. So everything is going to need to be tuned up. It's going to need to, some of it's been damaged. Some parts are going to need to be replaced. So I'm a firm believer that each one of us here in our soul tribe, we have something within us that when the time is right will activate, and will be guided to one of these ancient artifacts, and we will help repair it and bring it back basically to where it needs to, so that it can function and do its job here on Earth. Okay. Now, do I believe that every single one of these pyramids around the world are going to all of a sudden activate? No, I think they're only going to be like certain ones. I don't think we're really truly going to know. I think the divine is going to be the one that knows that. So that's something I feel like if you really want to know that answer, that's something you should meditate on and ask, the Heavenly Father yourself. But I definitely am a firm believer that each one of us are here and we're destined to bring humanity back. And right now, this year, we are destined to help all of humanity shift into a higher vibration. And we're going to do so with some of these Stargate portals that are opening and with some of the ancient technology. All right. Because you got to remember, since we aren't as advanced now as we used to be, That means we have to bring everything up to code again. But that's why we are scattered all over the world right now, is because each one of us, the Heavenly Father has chosen to place us where we are at right now, probably because of a significant reason, and it might have to do with some of these ancient artifacts that we feel drawn to. Like I said, if you feel drawn to go on vacation somewhere, or you feel drawn to permanently move somewhere, I would definitely listen to your intuition more than ever this year, okay? Because it is for reasons. Be mindful. You're not going to understand everything that you are getting told right now, but when the time comes, I guarantee that I am going to plant enough little seeds within each of you that when the time comes, they'll activate, and you're going to think back on this podcast now, on this episode, and you're going to be like, oh my God, she was totally right, like 6 or 8 months down the road from now. You know what I mean? So this year is going to be almost like a massive test for all of us here in the collective. As the rest of the world is going through judgment, we are also we're not necessarily going through judgment, but we are going to go through a mini test. Well, I'm not going to say mini, it's going to be a massive test, and it's going to last the entire year of 2024. And I only say this because there's going to be so much temptation and chaos and confusion and everything else here on the surface that it's going to be so important for you to remain focused on your mission work this entire year, all right? And it's going to be really important, even if you get sick or something this year, to bounce back. You know what I mean? It's going to be important for you to not really allow too many distractions to come in and really get you off of your game this year as well, okay? God is really going to be showing up this year for each one of us in a way that is going to light up this entire world. All right. So because God is going to be giving us so many blessings and everybody is actually going to see us as the divine beings that we truly are, it's going to be important for each one of you to remain focused on your path. That's why I told you guys, if you guys have been listening to my podcast, that it's very important to make yourself a game plan. I feel like in 2024, because there's going to be so many distractions and so much temptation on the surface for us, that if we make a game plan for ourselves, we're not going to be as distracted. Or if we do get off our game, we can easily realign ourselves and get right back on board. All right. But today I have kind of talked about a lot of these podcasts we've been beginning to really talk and dive into some deep topics, but I feel like that was a lot of information for a lot of you guys, and some of you guys with me talking about the pyramids and stuff like that might have received a lot of downloads right now through this podcast. So if you've been receiving a bunch of downloads, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this podcast right here. The Heavenly Father is telling me a lot of you guys need to process what has been said. So I'm going to go ahead and actually end this on the Pleiadians High Council actually has a message for us. So we are going to go ahead and dive into this transmission from the Pleiadians, and then we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's podcast session. Okay. Or I guess this isn't a session, it's an episode. I'm so used to saying session when it comes to like my angelic ASMR sessions. So that's where it came from. But let's go ahead and dive right in. And like I said, this is going to be an incoming transmission now from the Pleiadians High Council. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Greetings, beloved one. Your role right now is to act as a guide to instill a more complete understanding of your abilities that have laid dormant since your reincarnation this lifetime. You are ready to be moved and realigned dimensionally to your higher self and your higher gifts. This involves the repositioning of your consciousness which aligns you to your sacred senses as you choose to re-engage with an alternate arena within yourself. You enter a more complete aspect of the makeup of your being. This arena of your senses holds the design to bring you back into alignment with your higher knowing. In truth, you have an undeniable, unique power, an unlimited source of your energy, which needs to be tapped into. This is ready for you to flourish within your existence here. Remember, you have an untapped potential within your brain, which is referred to as your sacred senses. These sacred senses are held within areas of your brain that you have never utilized in this lifetime. The changing energetic arena on Earth is enabling you to hold the energetic platform for you to launch yourself to utilize your sacred senses. This higher arena allows you to activate and stabilize within your higher potential of transmutation. This is where the entire setting of your brain waves transforms into a higher energetic configuration that gives you access into the doorway of your sacred senses. This is a self-empowerment process for the transformation of your brainwaves. There will be a gradual unveiling of the old and a gentle shifting of your perspective. Practice connecting with your third eye chakra daily. This will create change within your brainwaves, and this will allow you to begin to shift away from your ego. Your ego mind has limited perception. You are being empowered to cultivate another turn of the wheel, setting in motion the next step of the phase within your evolution as you work with your third eye chakra daily. The ego mind can only operate through the dense, low vibrational, third dimensional frequencies of fear, worry, and lack. During this upcoming time frame, with all of the energetic shifts on Earth at this time, an aspect of the illusion of the human perfectionist can simply fall away from you. Like a cloth being untied and simply slipping off of your shoulders, you are destined to emerge from the cocoon of illusions at this junction and to take flight like a butterfly setting itself free. An essential aspect that supports your evolution is the process of self-acceptance of who you are in the moment of now and all the roles that you have played as a human being so far. As you choose to let go of the illusion, you can begin a process of self-introspection by witnessing your path on your journey here on Earth as a human being through self-acceptance. The honoring of all experiences, both the difficult moments and the beautiful moments. This allows you to take responsibility for your own creation. One individual experience is not better than the other. You simply claim all that you have created in your life. Through this act of self-acceptance, you can begin to take responsibility for the parts you have played within each unique area of your life and others. Self-acceptance of your own perfectly imperfect human self is an act of self-love, and you are moving into a very different time of experience than ever before as the earth shifts interdimensionally. Now, this is the process of true self-discovery as you move through the unveiling of your old limited self while reopening into the vast aspect of your unlimited potential of sacred consciousness. We continue to hold the energetic blueprint of the entire profile of your new Earth's multi-interdimensional transformation. This can be like holding an energetic mirror steady while your planet moves through this metamorphosis. This mirroring enables the planet to consistently upgrade, adjusting itself as it aligns to these higher vibrational light platforms of consciousness. Simultaneously, your energetic systems and physical cells are being realigned to your frequency of home of your higher self. Now, this is a natural, organic process of returning and reuniting to the sacred makeup of your true self. Now, this has always been in play, and it has always operated fully just beyond the veils. Now, this aspect of you has been your guiding light the entire time, whether you have been aware of it or not. This entire process of your entire transformation is you rebirthing yourself. Now, how beautiful is that? Each one of you has a significant role to play in the ultimate transformation of this planet at this time, in creating and shifting of consciousness for all of humanity. No one is more significant than the other. Each one of you has volunteered and already pre-agreed to be here on Earth at this time. You agreed that you would contribute your unique frequency of source, and collectively, we create a pure completion energy that ultimately will be the transforming element for this entire planet. As the Earth completes this transition of the new dawning, the entire universe can begin to enter a new era of an upgraded phase of consciousness. I want you to continue to align to your truth. Many blessings. The Pleiadians High Council. Now, today's episode was infused with a bunch of light codes today, so please take this time after you have listened to this podcast to meditate and allow yourself to really process all the information that you have just soaked in, okay? Some of this is just going to be like little tiny seeds I have planted, and they will sprout coming down in the next few months, okay? Some of this stuff is just simply information I'm letting you know now, because when the time is right, you'll know exactly what to do with it. But I think this is an absolutely perfect spot to go ahead and wrap up this session here. So I love you guys so very much. I hope everybody has an amazing new year. And I just want to thank you for tuning in today. And I am sending you all many blessings and love and light. Namaste.